Seth, your first script was super bad.
Yeah.
And I heard that you watched Harold and Maude in the process of writing that script, and it had an influence on you.
It did.
Tell us about that.
It did. I will say it was the last detail. It was also had a major influence on. Obviously, it's kind of a ridiculous thing to say, but at the time I was, me and Evan, my writing partner, were kind of very against, kind of for no reason, kind of what we considered Hollywood conventions, which I'm sure is a revolutionary thought for a writer. But I should also say I was 17 years old. It just seemed like any attempted emotion for us was sellout and stupid in a Hollywood convention. You couldn't have a great comedy and be emotional at the same time, and it just didn't seem like anything I would ever be interested in as someone who goes to movies. And then we watched Harold and Maude. Judd just had all these posters in his house. I was be like, what are these movies? And his daughter's name is Maude. And so eventually I was like, I should probably see this movie. And I watched it with Jason Segel, and I just cried, like hard crying, like years of crying, getting out. But it's also really, really funny. So I thought this Hal Ashby guy is onto something, and we had this script super bad, and it was just filthy. There was just profanity in it, basically. And Judd was imploring us to sort of add some sort of undercurrent of emotion, perhaps. And we thought, no, you can't do that. You can't have the filth that we want and emotion in the same movie. It just won't work. And then we watched The Last Detail, and we just had our minds blown, and we thought, this is literally everything we would ever hope to accomplish in a movie, and it's still, it's one of the few movies that I can show my friends that I grew up with that you would consider a film, that they would teach classes about, and my friends all love it and they laugh at it, and it's I try to show them some of my movies and they walk out in 10 minutes. So it's to me it was amazing to see someone that was able to comedically do anything I would ever hope to do, and at the same time made me cry profusely, which is something I never would ever want to do, but is ultimately a good thing to get out of your audience, I would think. So, it was very eye-opening for me in many, many ways.